Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive. I think we're going to be tackling something today that a lot of us struggle with, and that is getting back that weight loss motivation,
Yeah.
especially when we hit those plateaus. It's really easy to kind of feel like we're just spinning our wheels.
Absolutely. And, that feeling of being stuck is something we hear so often. But, the good news is once we understand the why behind those plateaus, we can start to unlock some of those strategies to move past them.
Okay, I like that, and that's exactly why we're diving into the stack of research today.
Yeah.
It is packed with insights on everything from, you know, how to set smarter goals to finding a fitness routine that doesn't feel like punishment, and even just like the power of community support. Like we've got some really fascinating stuff to uncover today.
Yeah. I think one of the things that really jumped out at me was that science behind those weight loss plateaus.
Okay.
Because it's not just about willpower suddenly going away. It's our bodies actually adapting.
Okay, so tell me more about this because I've definitely hit those plateaus where I feel like I'm doing everything right, but the scale just won't budge.
Right, and that's where it gets interesting. As you lose weight, your metabolism actually starts to slow down.
Okay.
So it's like your body becomes this super efficient calorie burning machine,
Uh-huh.
which, sounds great at first,
Yeah.
but it means that calorie deficit that worked so well in the beginning might not be enough anymore.
So it's not just me slacking off, it's my body getting smarter about how it's using energy.
Exactly.
Okay, that actually makes me feel a little bit better knowing it's not all on me.
Right, and that's what we really want to stress, the importance of, you have to understand what your specific plateau might be caused by.
Okay.
Is it stress? Is it lack of sleep?
Mhm.
Even dehydration can mask your progress.
Interesting.
It's like detective work. You have to kind of figure out what needs adjusting.
I love that analogy. So instead of getting discouraged, we need to put on our detective hats
Yeah.
and figure out like what clues our bodies are giving us.
Absolutely.
Now, before we kind of get too deep into those plateau busting strategies, let's talk about goal setting,
Mm,
because I think this is where a lot of people, myself included, we kind of stumble.
yeah. It's so important to set goals that are both inspiring and achievable.
Okay.
You need that sweet spot that's really going to keep you going without setting yourself up for disappointment.
It's like planning a road trip.
Right.
You wouldn't just hop in the car and start driving with no destination in mind.
Yeah.
You need to map a plan.
Right.
And you need realistic expectations about how long it's going to take to get there.
Exactly. And that's why understanding your starting point is so important.
Yeah.
If you're brand new to running, aiming for a marathon in a few months is probably going to lead to frustration.
Right.
So instead, break that big goal down into smaller, more manageable steps.
Okay.
Maybe it's running a 5K first, then a 10K, and gradually building up that endurance and confidence as you go.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
It's about celebrating those small wins along the way and using them as fuel to keep going.
Oh.
Speaking of motivation, one of our sources talked about the power of visualization. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, visualizing your goals, really picturing yourself achieving them and feeling that positive impact
Uh,
can be incredibly powerful. Instead of just focusing on the number on the scale, imagine how achieving those goals will actually change your life.
oh, yeah.
More energy to play with your kids, fitting into those clothes you love, feeling confident at a social event. Like, those are the things that really get us fired up.
That's such a good point. It's about connecting with the why behind our goals, that emotional payoff that goes beyond just a number.
Yeah.
And one of our sources had a really simple but effective tip for staying focused on those goals.
Oh, yeah.
Write them down.
It sounds basic,
Yeah.
but it really does make a difference. Writing down your goals makes them tangible. You see them every day, it reinforces your commitment. And then as you achieve those milestones, you get to cross them off that list.
Yeah.
That's a serious mood booster.
I love that idea. It's like creating a roadmap to success, and then you get to check off those milestones as you go.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about plateaus and setting those smart goals. Now let's shift gears and talk about fitness. This is where things get fun,
Yes.
because our sources really emphasize finding a routine that you enjoy. No more dreading those workouts.
Absolutely. Ditch the idea that exercise has to be a chore. Instead, think of it as an opportunity to move your body in ways that feel good and energizing.
Okay.
And the key here is variety. Think beyond the gym.
Yeah.
Maybe it's dance classes, hiking, swimming, rock climbing, or anything that, really gets you moving and excited.
Ooh, roller skating.
Oh, there you go.
I haven't done that in years, but it sounds like so much fun. See, I'm already getting inspired.
Mm.
But in all seriousness, I think a lot of people get stuck in that mindset that exercise has to be a certain way, like an hour at the gym, sweating it out on the treadmill. But there are so many other ways that we can move our bodies and actually enjoy the process.
Exactly. And it's important to listen to your body.
Mm-hmm.
What feels good? Where are your limitations?
Mm-hmm.
Challenge yourself gradually, but don't risk injury or burnout. It's about finding that sustainable sweet spot where you're pushing yourself just enough to see progress without feeling overwhelmed or discouraged.
That's a great point. We don't want to go from 0 to 60 and then burn out after a week.
Right.
It's about finding that balance and building a routine that fits into our lives and supports our overall well-being. And it doesn't always have to be these big hour-long workouts. Either our sources talk about sneaking fitness into your day.
Absolutely. Those little bits of movement throughout the day can really add up.
Yeah.
Walking during phone calls, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, parking further away from the store, all those little choices make a difference.
And they're so much easier to stick with than forcing ourselves to go to the gym when we're already tired and stressed. I think the key takeaway here is that movement should be enjoyable, not a punishment. And if you're loving this deep dive into reigniting your weight loss motivation, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the rest of this episode and tons more fascinating content. We'll be right back with more after a word from our sponsors.
Welcome back to the deep dive. So before the break, we were talking about finding ways to make fitness enjoyable. But to really power through those workouts, we need to think about what we're putting into our bodies.
Yeah, you're so right. I know for me, when my energy dips in the afternoon, it's usually because I've been snacking on sugary treats instead of giving my body the fuel it actually needs to thrive.
It's so easy to fall into that trap of, reaching for a quick energy fix, but those sugar rushes, they just inevitably lead to crashes later on.
Right.
What we're really aiming for is that sustained energy that keeps us going strong throughout the day, and that comes from focusing on foods that provide that slow and steady release of energy.
So what kind of foods are we talking about here? Give us the rundown on those energy-boosting superstars.
One of the key players here is complex carbohydrates. They're like the unsung heroes of the nutrition world.
Okay, I have to admit, I'm a bit intimidated by the word complex.
Yeah.
Break it down for us. What makes these carbs so special?
Think of it this way. Simple carbs, like those found in sugary drinks and processed snacks, they're quickly absorbed into the bloodstream. So you get that quick burst of energy, but then that rapid drop follows.
Right.
Complex carbs, on the other hand, they're digested more slowly, so they provide that steady supply of glucose, which is, the primary fuel for your brain and muscles.
So it's like the difference between, burning a pile of twigs that quickly flame up and then die out versus a log that burns steadily for hours.
That's a great analogy.
Okay, I like that.
And you'll find those complex carbs in foods like, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, things like brown rice, quinoa, oats.
Oh,
These foods not only provide that sustained energy, but they're packed with fiber, which helps you feel full and satisfied. So it prevents those energy zapping cravings later on.
okay, it all starts to make sense now. So instead of reaching for that sugary donut that sends me on that roller coaster of energy highs and lows, I should grab an apple with some almond butter or a whole grain cracker with hummus.
Exactly. Those are great examples of snacks that are going to keep you feeling energized and satisfied for longer.
Perfect. And don't forget about protein.
Yes, protein plays a crucial role
It does.
in maintaining lean muscle mass, which can actually boost your metabolism.
So protein helps us build muscle, which helps us burn more calories. I'm liking this equation.
Absolutely. Plus, it keeps you feeling full and satisfied, which again helps prevent those cravings for those quick fix snacks.
Okay, so it all comes back to feeling good, right? Having the energy to power through our day and our workouts. And speaking of feeling good, one thing that I'm always working on is remembering to drink enough water.
Yes, hydration is so crucial, yet so easy to overlook.
Right. Why is it so important? I mean, we all know we should drink water, but what's the real impact?
Staying hydrated is essential for maintaining energy levels, regulating your body temperature, just about every bodily function, really.
Yeah.
Think of it this way. Our bodies are about 60% water. So when we're dehydrated, it's like trying to run a car with a low fuel tank.
Ooh.
Everything slows down and we're just not functioning at our best.
That's a great way to put it. It's like we're shortchanging our bodies when we don't give them enough water.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about the importance of fueling our bodies with the right foods, staying hydrated. Now, our sources also emphasized something that I think is often overlooked, and that's the power of community weight loss doesn't have to be a solo journey, right?
Absolutely. Having that support system can make all the difference.
Okay.
Whether it's friends, family, an online group, or even just a workout buddy, connecting with others who understand your goals can really help combat those feelings of isolation and boost your motivation.
Yeah, I think a lot of people fall into that trap of thinking that Weight loss is all about individual willpower, and if
Mhm.
they're not succeeding, it's because they're not trying hard enough. But it's so much more than that, isn't it?
It really is. It's about creating an environment that supports your success.
Yeah.
Having that community where you can share your struggles, celebrate your wins, even swap recipes or workout tips can make the journey so much more enjoyable and less overwhelming.
Yeah, it's like having a team of cheerleaders who are also running the race alongside you. They get it. They understand the challenges, the temptations, the ups and downs.
Exactly. They can offer that encouragement when you need it most, share their own experiences, and hold you accountable in a positive and supportive way.
Okay, and speaking of support, our sources also talked about the importance of celebrating those wins, no matter how small they may seem.
Yes.
It's not just about the number on the scale, it's about recognizing all those positive changes we're making along the way.
Right. It's about shifting the focus to all of those non-scale victories, having more energy, sleeping better, feeling more confident in your clothes. Those are all signs that you're moving in the right direction.
I love that it's about celebrating the journey, not just the destination.
Yeah.
And those celebrations don't have to be grand gestures either. It could be as simple as treating yourself to a new workout outfit, taking a relaxing bath, or enjoying a healthy meal at your favorite restaurant.
Exactly. Finding those little rewards that keep you feeling good about the progress you're making and reinforce those positive behaviors.
I'm so glad we're talking about this because I think a lot of people, myself included, can get so caught up in the end goal that we forget to enjoy the journey. We forget to acknowledge all the hard work and dedication we're putting in each and every day. And speaking of celebrate, we're celebrating the success of this deep dive episode and encouraging you to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. We'll be right back after a short word from our sponsors. Welcome back to the deep dive. As we wrap up our exploration of reigniting that weight loss motivation, I have to say I'm feeling pretty inspired by all these insights. It's amazing how much power we have when we kind of shift our perspective and focus on those positive changes we can make.
It's not about, punishing ourselves or striving for some unattainable ideal. It's about creating a sustainable lifestyle that really supports our overall well-being.
So let's recap what we've learned today. First off, those dreaded plateaus. They're totally normal.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of getting discouraged, we need to view them as opportunities to kind of adjust our approach and figure out what our bodies need.
Exactly. Put on your detective hat. Look for clues. Are you stressed? Are you not sleeping well? Even dehydration can stall your progress.
Right.
Once you identify the culprit, you can make adjustments and get back on track.
And when it comes to setting goals, we talked about finding that sweet spot between realistic and inspirational. Remember to connect with the why behind your goals. How will achieving them actually change your life? Those emotional motivators can be incredibly powerful.
Absolutely. And don't forget the power of visualization. Really picturing yourself achieving those goals and feeling that positive impact can help you stay focused and motivated.
Then we talk about ditching the idea that exercise has to be a chore. Instead, think of it as an opportunity to move your body in ways that feel good and energizing, find activities you genuinely enjoy, and don't be afraid to think outside the box.
Variety is key. Maybe it's dance classes, hiking, swimming, or even just taking the stairs instead of the elevator. Those little bits of movement throughout the day, they really add up.
And when it comes to fueling our bodies, we learned about the importance of choosing foods that provide that sustained energy rather than those quick sugar rushes and crashes.
Right.
Complex carbs, protein, and plenty of water are our best friends on this journey.
Remember, food is fuel. Choose wisely, and your body will thank you
I like that.
with increased energy, better sleep, improved mood.
And finally, we talked about something that I think is so crucial but often overlooked, the power of community. We don't have to do this alone.
We don't surrounding yourself with a supportive network of, friends, family, online communities can make a world of difference. Share your struggles, celebrate your wins, swap tips and recipes. You'll be amazed at how much easier the journey feels when you have others cheering you on.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, we want to leave you with a thought-provoking question. What's one small change you can make today based on what we've discussed to reignite your weight loss journey?
Maybe it's swapping that sugary afternoon snack for a piece of fruit and some nuts, or maybe it's finally signing up for that dance class you've been eyeing.
Whatever it is, take that first step. And remember, every small win deserves to be celebrated. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.